Hello friends, this video is very close to my heart, keeping in mind the current economic landscape and the fact that a lot of our friends and a lot of us have faced layoffs. Um, so I wanted to share our journey and navigate you through this process of starting a digital focused business. So if you're on the fence, I hope that this helps you have some sort of clarity of thought and motivates you into getting started. So first thing is whether this is a good time to get started. So typically all recessionary phases are good to get started. There are two reasons for it. The first being that a tough financial climate typically wipes out and weeds out a lot of incompetent players from business. So people who have weak balance sheets, people who've taken disproportionate risks, or people who are not being able to deliver good quality services or products are typically wiped off in this phase. What this does is that it sort of reduces the supply a little bit, but to combat that, the demand also sort of shrinks. Now, the advantage that a new business has is that it has no hangover, it has no inefficiencies in the business. Two, they have some sort of cost advantage over the existing players. So those are the 2 points that you may want to capitalize. And the third part of this scenario is that a lot of brands, because the rules of the game completely change in these times, a lot of companies look for innovative solutions, and they're usually very price conscious. So those are the entry points for a new sort of business that's coming into play at this point. So that's the first point. Now, if you made up your mind to start, the question is how do you get started, right? So my first real thought on this is that try and keep your expenses to near zero for a long time, uh, which means that it will help you not be desperate for new business because you don't have incurring recurring expenses, and it'll allow you some time to get set in the business. So don't make lofty expenses to begin with. Try and compromise on your workspace. Try and do a lot of things yourself so you don't need to hire more talent. And then there are general many ways in which you can keep your costs low, and luckily our business sort of allows you to start off with no capital. That's how things started. We were fresh out of college and didn't really have any sort of working capital or any sort of investment in the business, and we were fairly certain that we don't have too much money to burn, and hence we focused on being extremely efficient in the first few years. The second part is that have an open mind. Don't be fixed. Whatever work may come your way in the beginning, the idea is to start warming up to your business. So to give you an example, one of the first few projects we had, we were Web Chutney had outsourced a particular product which basically involved looking at Twitter comments and segregating them. It was for a very big brand. I will not name the brand at this point, but we got paid 12,000 rupees for it, and we were quite elated, that a big brand like Web Chutney has sort of trusted us with a project, even though in hindsight it seems like it was just manual work, but it was good to get us started. So having an open mind will allow you to bring in certain revenue, which is very encouraging in the beginning. It also sort of keeps your basic expenses going. So my second advice after keeping your expenses low is to have a very open mind. The third thing is, be very focused on the kind of quality that you're delivering. So be obsessed with your customer, go out of your way to solve their needs. Don't always look at what you've signed up for. Moral contracts are far more important than legal contracts. So do everything you can to please them. And this needs to be done not with a very transactional outlook, but from your heart, because the honest truth is that if you're starting up and someone is giving you business, they are in a way doing some favor to you. So it's your way of repaying that. So don't make it transactional. Don't over deliver in hope to get more business, but do it because that's the sort of company you want to build, which is built on higher value creation for your partners. Um, as you move ahead, the importance of building a good team, I don't think anyone can emphasize less on this aspect of your business. Having the right sort of combination of people, the right side of mindset, all of you being very unified in your thoughts is very critical. It's a cliche. Everyone says that building a good team is very important, but the truth is that it is a cliche because it's true. Everyone needs a very, very good workforce and a very good team. Try and build complementary skills. So someone needs to be very good with finances, someone needs to be very good with sales, someone needs to be extremely creative, and the combination of all of these sort of talents will gel into higher delivery outputs and higher quality outputs. Um, so, this should sort of give you a way to get started. There are challenges also, right? So, one thing what happens is that, so if statistics are to be believed, that only 4 out of 900 businesses make it to year 10. And there are a host of reasons for this, but I can tell you about the challenges that you may face in the beginning. One is you'll face a lot of churn of clients, not because you have not delivered, but sometimes typically what happens is that you'll attract younger businesses in this phase of your career, and younger businesses are susceptible. Most of them don't make it, and hence there will be a certain churn. They also have a lot of cost pressures, and hence there'll always be someone breathing down your neck who can provide lower costs. So that's one reason. Second thing, it'll be very difficult to attract talent, right? So while I emphasized on building a great talent pool, it's also going to be very difficult to convince good talent to come and join you, and that's where your influential skills, or rather your vision and your like-mindedness may sort of help you build that. But that's a tricky one because good talent typically is attracted to good big brands, good big companies, and generally speaking, it's hard for them to trust a new young company. You may want to bring in those skills, maybe skills at perhaps a freelance freelance sort of contracts, but it's important to have that good skill there. Third is portfolio, right? So it's a chicken and egg situation. You don't necessarily have a portfolio at this point, and the clients want a portfolio, but on the other end, how do you get a portfolio if you don't have any clients? That's where your research, your understanding of the industry that you are catering to, having certain knowledge about that particular business that you are pitching for, all those things will help sort of mitigate the risk, mitigate the need for a very, very robust portfolio. Over time, with performance, you will build a good portfolio, you will build that talent pool, but it's just that it takes time. This entire journey is not easy, but it's a lot of fun. Luckily, we're in a country like India. There's a lot of opportunities, no matter what stage you are at. So if you're at a stage where TING is currently, which is 10 years into the business, we are seeing a lot of opportunities. If you're right at the beginning and year zero, there are a lot of opportunity. And someone who's 20 years into the business is seeing different kind of opportunities. So no point comparing where you are. You are where you are at this point, but focus on what are the opportunities for you. Luckily, like I said, India is a great country for businesses, in especially in the service space, because we don't have too many laws to comply to, and no licenses. A lot of restrictions are not there in our space. So that's the other advantage, and but it'll take a lot of energy, it'll take a lot of patience. You'll build something good eventually if you stay there and watch the ball, as they say it. Play this game nice and hard, and if you need any sort of guidance on getting started, anything that we can help you with, we'll be happy to share all our knowledge and help you get there. Thank you. Hope Wishing you